In chapter 5 yesterday, James showed us the great influence that our speech can have to the lives of those around us. He used the two illustrations of a ship and a horse, and the bit inside the horse's mouth, or the rudder at the back of the ship, both small components of those things, but able to bring about a great influence. And it's the same with our tongue, a small part of our body, yet able to bring about great blessing or great damage to those around us. And he builds again on that this morning, shows us the potential devastation our tongue can have and the speech that comes from our mouth. He uses two more illustrations, one of a wildfire, starting in the second half of verse 5. He talks about how a fire can bring about great destruction. It's the same with our speech. It might start out small, like a match starting a flame, but it can bring about devastation to the lives around us. And then he talks about animals, wild animals, and the fact that wild animals can be tamed. Yet the speech of a human cannot be tamed. No one can control ultimately what comes out of our mouth. He gives this picture of just hypocrisy of in one breath saying, bless the Lord, and in the same breath, in the same person, we curse someone made in the image of God. The issue is we cannot control what comes from our mouth. The issue is what is at the source, what is at the heart of our speech. At the end of the passage, James says this: does a spring pour forth from the same opening both fresh and salt water? Can a fig tree, my brothers, bear olives, or a grapevine produce figs? Neither can a salt pond yield fresh water. He's saying this: what is at the source is what ends up coming out. And it's the same with us. What is in our heart will end up coming out. It will. If what is in our heart is corruption and evil and wickedness, that will end up coming out. Yet if what is in our hearts is goodness, righteousness, purity, then that will be shown in the way that we speak. Ultimately, we can't change our hearts. It is only God that can change our hearts by the power of the gospel. It is only God that can change our hearts. And when he does, we will show ourselves to be his people. We will show ourselves to have a genuine faith in him. And what comes out of our heart is good, is pure, is righteous, is for the building up of those around us. I would encourage us all today to have a check in our hearts. What is in there? And to keep building good things in our hearts, to fill our hearts with truth, the word of God. And as we do, allow those truths, those life-giving truths, to come out of our mouths as we are a blessing to the people around us.